iPhone 17 Pro Max. It comes with what possibly you can get in an iPhone. But should you upgrade from 16 Pro Max or 15 Pro Max? Or should you buy a new one? Because there are not a lot more amount of things which is worth upgrading from the last generations. Let's talk about it. So iPhone 17 Pro Max has been a wishing angel for Apple, just because among the most serial numbers, the Pro Max model of every individual iPhone has been the most selling iPhones ever. And in terms of iPhone 17 Pro Max, the truth is also carrying up on. iPhone 17 Pro Max has the 53% selling market than any other iPhone variants. Now this helps Apple to be paying more focus towards the Pro Max model, because they make most amount of money selling the Pro Max model, and the most amount of stuff which is put into the Pro Max model, so that people would likely to choose Pro Max model as their main computer. So the first thing is processor. So there is a new A19 chipset which comes with 3nm processor. So the most beneficial thing about this is it's more power efficient, it's more battery efficient, and it's more likely to be heat less than the A18 chipset. So for the first time in whole years of Apple has made a liquid cooling chamber for the processor. Now, the upcoming processors like 2nm, 3nm are likely to need or require the cooling chambers to cool down the phone. So Apple has put forward it in one more way. Now, this liquid cooling chamber would likely to be less throttling the performance of the processor. It will be keeping the phone more warmth in more intensive tasks like gaming, like more of the time video recording, just like I do, and most intense processing works. Now, the second thing about this Pro Max model is the cameras. So for the first time, the whole three cameras are 48 megapixel trial cameras, and these are fusion cameras. Now this camera also includes 4x telephoto lens and 8x optical zoom. So the zoom is not been increased, but from 5x it came as 4x optical telephoto lens, which helps it to zoom more further, more helpful. And the 8x zooming feature is likely to cropping the image and making it more appears to be zooming, and then all that intelligence kind of thing applied into that photo to look it more enhanceable and look it more crystal clear. It also helps in low lighting camera. So camera has been one of the best things of whole Apple Pro Max lineups, and it has been carried out now as well. So the overall camera improvement is not much of the last generation, but sometimes it's about 12 to 50% of overall camera improvement from the last generation of 16 Pro Max. Now the third and one of the best things to purchase iPhone 17 Pro Max would likely to be the display. So the new display is a ProMotion up to 120Hz adaptive refresh rate display. That means it can go from 1Hz to 120Hz in a fewer amount of time. It also have the always on display. It's a 3000 nits peak brightness. It's a 6.9 inches OLED panel, which also supports up to 3100 nits of peak brightness, and initial nits are 3000. Now it's also been improved with an anti-coating display and the new ceramic shield filling up, so the phone is more protected. You get better amount of display of whole of the generation. But this display thing also comes with a flaw. The flaw is the baseline iPhone also comes with near about the same amount of display which you can get. Obviously, the display size is less, the overall pixel density is less, but the amount of quality which you can get in Pro Max model is likely to be similar in the baseline phone model. Now talking about display though, one of the main stuff why people always choose Pro Max as their main daily driver is because of the battery. So Apple claims to be a new completely reforming battery up to 39 hours of video playback, which does not likely to be make more sense into the normal people. But the main thing here is for the first time, and again for the wide generation, Apple has given the battery capacity up to 5000 mAh, which is great. Like you can still charge the phone by the 40 watts wireless Qi2 charger, as well as up to 60 watts in the wired mode. In just 20 minutes, 50%, half of the battery is full. Now, the final conclusion. Should you buy this phone? Now, to answer this question, you need to think more about what are your preferences. Now, iPhone 17 Pro Max isn't something new revolutionary, but it's likely to be much more thing what you actually want in a phone. So it's up to you. If you want supposedly a high-end task doing, you need everything to be a Pro Max model. You need camera to be greater than any other phones. You need battery size not to be greater, but greater than any other iPhone lineups. You need performance to be at the max peak level. You need the overall functionality of the phone to be more vigilant. You need the display of the phone to be more crystal clear and more intuitive. So the iPhone 17 Pro Max could be your choice. Now, if you ask that should you upgrade from 16 Pro Max or 15 Pro Max, I won't recommend it because there is not much of the things which has been worked upon by the Apple in the new phone. But there are small things which are being upgraded, like new player design, new back, and all those stuff. So it helps people choose the new phone. But if you are in the 16 Pro Max, it's not likely to be a great option to choose the latest iPhone. And this time, the base iPhone 17 Pro Max is also a good option. So you can either choose that one if you want to save some amount of money and try to spend it in sort of an earbuds. That would be a great option too. So at the end, the baseline iPhone is a great option as well. And you will likely to choose the baseline phone if you want to save some money. Till that time, keep vibrating just like that.